sends me to the peak. Without no regret, you got no love. Without no love, you got no regret. Without no regret, you got no love. A melody where I belong in this life.
Broadcast tonight. Beautiful night here in the Bozeman area, and we look forward to an exciting game. Mitch Messer's former stomping grounds as he comes back to Bozeman. Mitch won a state championship here in Bozeman, and I'm sure it's always kind of a special time for him when he returns for this game. We have two teams. Post 22 is 6 in a row. 7. They've won 3 in a row. They 7 on the season. So, Mark, at least from a record standpoint, we'll be facing the best team we have all season.
Absolutely right. Excuse me. And we're also going to face a very high-powered offense in those 3 games that you just mentioned. Bozeman, won them by a combined score of 48-8, and 2 of those wins were shutout wins. So this team can clearly hit the ball. However, I don't think they've played a team like the Hardhats in that stretch, and vice versa. I think the Hardhats, while they did come off of a great Superior Sidings Black Hills Classic, they only really had one tough test in that matchup and ran through everybody else. So this will be a very interesting test to see where both of these teams are at. 28-7 for Bozeman and 27-3 for the Hardhats, like you said. Obviously, the records speak for themselves, and both of these teams have seen tons of success in the early going. So I'm looking forward to a very interesting game in front of us tonight.
And this is the start of what will be a very challenging road trip, both physically and mentally, for this Hardhat team. They've just gotten 5 games played in 4 days, and now they're on the road with no break for 7 consecutive days. We'll play in Bitterroot tomorrow night in Hamilton, Montana. That's a little bit south of Missoula, and that game will start at 6 p.m. tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we head on to Pullman, Washington, where we finish up the road trip with games hopefully concluding on Sunday for Post 22. So, again, this will be the most taxing road trip by far for this Post 22 team this season.
And granted, we did say that focus is going to be a big part of that. And granted, it's easy to focus when all you're doing is playing baseball, but you pointed out the mental aspect of this is going to be tough because all this team will know is baseball, and all this team will know is a bus for the next couple of days. So you just have to bear down, stick with the process, stick with the system, and good things will happen. A public address announcer is listing off the starting lineup, so we should just go ahead and do the same. The Hardhats are batting in the top halves of the innings we're about to watch in front of us. Leading off for the Hardhats, number 11, Walker Paz. He's at second base. Batting second, number 13, Zach Solano, patrolling right field. Batting third, number 22, Cooper Bowman, playing at shortstop. And in the cleanup position back in the lineup is number 23, Eric Petrie. He's the designated hitter. Batting fifth is number 28, Zach Sumption, patrolling left field. Batting sixth, number 21, Timmy Paris, the backstopper and catcher. Batting seventh is number 31, Luke Ferdinand. He's the first baseman. Batting eighth, number 14, Justin Kramer in the hot corner at third. Rounding out the batting order for the Hardhats is number 12, Connor King, patrolling center field. Colton Trubinsky comes out for his third start of the season, a 3-0 record under his belt, a 1.45 ERA and 24 strikeouts to 11 walks. He'll take on the Bozeman Bucks as follows. Leading off is number 5, Tyler Doby, patrolling left field. Batting second is number 7, Bailey Paddock. He's patrolling center field. Batting third is number 18, Andy Perpera. He's the designated hitter. And in the cleanup spot for Bozeman is number 14, Morgan Hostetter, patrolling right field. Batting fifth is number 10, Jake Bach. He's the catcher. Batting sixth, Brian Evenson. Number 3, Peyton Chase. At round 4, Michael Friend. He's playing shortstop. Keller Murphy at number 2 is on the mound. He'll take on the Hardhats in the bottom halves of the innings we will play tonight. We'll go ahead and tee up the national anthem, folks. When we come back, we'll have first pitch between the Bozeman Bucks and your Post 22 Hardhats in the first of a 7-day road trip. Stick around. You're listening from the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box to ESPN Rapid City, the official radio home.
Bozeman, as we look out from our press box vantage point here, it's a beautiful mountain scene right out beyond center field and beautiful country. The state of Montana, especially in the Rocky Mountain area, it's a beautiful sight to look out from the press box. Well, we have a Bozeman team, Mark, that this is, they play in a conference up here. And this is a non-conference game for them. So they're kind of working around this game. They're going to start a 16-year-old left-hander by the name of Keller Murfitt. And he has pitched only 9 2/3 innings on the season. He has no wins or losses. And his ERA is 3.62 through those 9 2/3 innings. So a youngster taking the mound against Post 22 here tonight in a game which Colton Sherbinski, who along with Kyle McGuire, probably on the top of the Post 22 pitching staff, will take on these Bozeman hitters.
Should be an interesting test for both sides involved. Speaking of Keller Murfitt, he is paired up on defense with his catcher, Jake Bach. At first is Adam Hubley. Second, Peyton Price. At shortstop, Mike Friend. And in the hot corner at third is Ryan Evenson. Left to right in the outfield, Tyler Doby, Bailey Paddock, and Morgan Hostetter. That is the defensive alignment for the Bozeman Bucks. And Keller Murfitt, again, the 16-year-old lefty on the mound, will take on Walker Paz, Zach Solano, and Cooper Bowman, which is no easy test for any pitcher, regardless of experience.
Kind of a big ballpark here in Bozeman. It's 338 feet down the left field line, 335 feet down the right field line, and straightaway center is 404 feet. So you're going to have to hit the ball very well to get a ball out of this ballpark tonight. Now, we do have a higher elevation, and talking with Mitch Messer yesterday about that, he said it'll help the ball a little bit tonight. But we'll see how much it helps. As Walker Paz steps in against Keller Murfitt. Left-hander against left-hander, and the first pitch of the game is behind Walker for ball 1. So we're underway at 6:55 tonight here in Bozeman. And our game time temperature under sunny skies, 80 degrees.
No wonder I'm sweating.
1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch. And a strike on the low outside corner. And it's 1-1 on Paz. Walker with 9 doubles on the year, a home run, 17 RBIs. Lifted that average up now to 400 on the season. Here's the pitch. Paddock is. Here's the motion by Murfitt. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A pitch in on Walker. So Murfitt, after throwing the first pitch behind Walker, comes back nicely and records a strikeout. And that brings up Zach Solano, the right fielder.
That's only the 8th time this season that Walker has struck out. And that's a rarity. He's walked 16 times, now struck out 8. You won't see that happen often.
Zach is hitting .350. 6 home runs and 37 RBIs. His 6 home runs, 37 RBIs, leading the team. And he takes a fastball high and outside. He also has 6 doubles and 2 triples on the season. And the 1-ball pitch. Swing and a foul down and back. 1-1 on Solano.
A lot of breaking pitches early from Murfitt as a lefty. That's going to throw off a lot of these hitters just because of the motion from a left-handed pitcher. So it'll be something that these hard hats are going to have to get used to as the game goes on.
1-1 on Solano. The pitch on the way. And it's high. 2-1. Post 22 coming into the game, a team batting average of .350. 2 very good hitting teams squaring off against each other here tonight. Pitch to Solano, outside for ball 3. 3-1 on Zach with Cooper Bowman on deck. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's wide of the plate for ball 4. So Solano draws a walk.
Now batting number 22, Cooper Bowman.
Here's the shortstop, Cooper Bowman, up. Cooper at .449. 3 home runs, 35 RBIs. Leading the team with 17 total extra base hits. He has 10 doubles and 4 triples to go with those 3 home runs. The left-hander Murphy's pitch is down and in for a ball. Solano at first base and 1 out. We're just underway here at the top half of the first inning from Bozeman, Montana. Here's the set by Murphy. Solano bluffs going. The pitch is swung on, a very high fly ball to center. Paddock has to trot in just a couple of steps to make the catch. So there are 2 outs as Solano hangs on at first base.
Eric Petrie.
Brings up Eric Petrie, hitting .413. Eric still trying to get back into the groove after missing a week because of his knee injury. He has 5 home runs on the year, 23 RBIs, 7 doubles and 2 triples. Solano leads from first against the left-hander who steps off the rubber. Zach is 9 out of 10 in stolen base attempts this year. And a quick toss over there by Murphy.
This is an important game for Eric in the batter's box because the last outing he had before he didn't play Sunday was an 0 for 3 performance in which he struck out all 3 times. Like to see him get a hit in this one.
Runner going. The pitch is a breaking ball outside. They don't even try to throw out Zach. Good pitch to steal on. It was a breaking ball outside. And the count now to Petrie is 1 ball. One ball, no strikes. Murphy's pitch to Petrie. Swing and a miss. Pitch breaking down on Eric, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Mitch Messer in the third base coach's box. Jason Hers over at first. Here's the set by Murphy. A glance back at Solano, and Petrie lines a base hit out in the left field. That's going to score Solano, and post 22 takes the lead 1-0.
Good on Eric to get that hit. He's got the monkey off his back. Like I said, his last outing, 0 for 3, 3 Ks in the scorebook. Now you can register him at 1 for 1 so far with a ribby single. Most importantly, with 2 outs. Good on Zach Solano to put Eric in a position where he could succeed at the plate, not only get a hit, but knock in a run while he was doing it. 1-0, Hard Hats off to the early start.
Petrie's 24th RBI of the season. Here's Zach Sumption. His .456 average leads the team. And the pitch to Zach is popped up out into center field. Coming in is Paddock. Shallow fly ball, and he has it to retire the side. So Sumption flies out, hitting the first pitch. Post 22 in the first inning scores 1 run on 1 hit. No Bozeman errors and 1 man left on base. First half inning of play, the Hardhats have taken a 1-0 lead over Bozeman. You're listening to Post 22 Baseball from the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box on ESPN Radio Rapid. The mound for Post 22.
Defensive assignments for Rapid City. Number 28,
The right-hander. Done a very good job for post 22 this season. He's 3-0. Excellent ERA of 1.45. Colton's pitched 19 in the third innings, and he has struck out 24. He's walked 11. His walks are a little high. And his hits against in those 19 and a third innings, 18.
Defensive alignment for the Hardhats. Colton Cherbinsky is paired up with his catcher, Timmy Paris. At first is Luke Ferdinand. At second, Walker Paz. At shortstop, Cooper Bowman. And in the hot corner at third for post 22, as always, is Justin Kramer. Left to right in the outfield, Zach Sumption, Connor King, and Zach Solano.
Teams this season batting .240 against Colton. Bozeman is, and they are averaging 9.5 runs per game. So Tyler Doby, the left fielder, he's a left-handed batter, hitting .407. And the first pitch is down low for a ball. Doby has 5 doubles, 4 triples for Bozeman. He's knocked in 24 runs. Pretty good total for a leadoff hitter. And he checks his swing at a fastball up and away. 2-0. Outfield for post 22 is straight away. There's a fly ball down the left field line. A long run for Sumption. He's getting to it. He's in foul territory, and he makes the catch. Just a step foul. Good catch by Zach. He had a long way to come to get to that fly ball. Brings up Bailey Paddock, the center fielder. He's a right-handed batter, hitting .368. And takes a fastball through for a strike. He has 4 doubles, a triple. He's knocked in 24 runs. Tell you, the top 6 hitters in this Bozeman lineup, very tough. And there's a line drive base hit out in the left center field for Paddock. King gets the ball back in.
Now batting number 18.
And Paddock is the first base runner for Bozeman.
Well hit ball right there over the head of Cooper Bowman. And I think if Cooper is about a half a foot taller, maybe he's got to play leaping on the ball. But nonetheless, good piece of hitting by Paddock. And now the Hardhats have to turn 2 to get out of this.
Andy Purpura, the designated hitter, up, a right-handed batter. He's hitting .370 and takes a slider in for a strike. He has 9 doubles, 3 triples, a home run, and 31 RBIs. He's second on the Bozeman team with his 31 RBIs. Ferdinand holding with Paddock at first base. Here's the set by Cherbinsky, and he'll toss to first. Now Colton ready with a 1-strike pitch. It's on the way. It's swung on and sliced foul off to the right. He jumps ahead on the count now, 2 strikes.
Colton's got this gentleman in Purpura right where he wants him. 0-2 in the driver's seat. You forced him to try and reach for that last pitch. You're 0-2. You've got a couple of things you can work with. See if you can get the K, go for 25 on the season.
Here's the set now by Cherbinsky. The 0-2 pitch swung on, foul down the right field line. And Solano won't be able to reach it. And the count runs along at 2 strikes.
Something to note, too, about this ballpark here, Tom. You were talking about the dimensions. How about the alleyways in foul territory? It looks like it's a football field out there. That could play in. That means just about anything hit foul is playable. And if you're Zach Solano, you've got the Jets. Maybe he can make a play on some of these hits in foul territory down the right field line.
Purpura with a count of 2 strikes. Paddock leads the pitch. Fastball. And a foul tip. And they're sending the runner back to first. Paris is going out to talk with the pitcher, Cherbinsky. So apparently the pitch was just a foul.
It looked like it was going to hit Purpura, but it just went right off the handle of his bat. That's why they called it a foul ball. It was awfully, awfully close, and that's why Paddock over at first thought he was going to get the free bag in second. Instead, they brought him back, so Sherbinsky got pretty lucky there.
2 strikes on Purpura. And Sherbinsky throws to first. One out. Last half of the first inning for Bozeman. They have a runner at first. Post 22 is leading 1-0. The pitch to Purpura swung out, a ground ball foul outside of first. And the count runs along at 2 strikes.
Well, Sherby's not shying away from this, so good on him to stick to his guns, stick to his plan. Just keep forcing Purpura to try and protect and keep fouling away. Eventually, he'll make a mistake in the batter's box.
Here's the set. And Sherbinsky's pitch. Swung on, pop foul, backing out of play. And the count's still 2 strikes.
Of course, the downside to these backers constantly protecting is it's going to run his pitch count up, and right now he's at 11 in the first.
Paddock takes his lead again off of first base. Not a bad lead. Sherbinsky glances over there. Now Colton sets and throws. Runner goes. The pitch is a ball. The throw to second is high, and it sails on into center field, but backed up by King as the sliding Paddock lays on his back over the second base bag and slow getting up, but he steals second.
If the throw was lower, Tom, I think it would have been a very tight play over there at second. Unfortunately, Timmy airmailed it, so you like to see him adjust with that as the game goes on. It's only one throw, but here's hoping it doesn't bite the Hardhats.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Purpura. Pitch on the way, is swung on, bounced towards third, a 2-hopper to Kramer. He'll gun it across to Ferdinand for the out. 2 outs, Paddock has to hang on at second. Third to first to get Purpura. And here's Morgan Hostetler, the right fielder and the cleanup hitter. Big left-handed hitter with some big stats for Bozeman. A .412 average on the year. 10 doubles, 5 triples, a home run, and a team-leading 32 RBIs. He's got the tying run at second here with 2 outs in the last half of the first inning. He swings and hits a high fly ball, shallow right field. Paz back on the outfield grass. The second baseman grabs it to retire the side. So Hostetler goes after the first pitch and flies out to Paz in shallow right. No runs on a hit for Bozeman. No Rapid City errors. 1 man left on base at the end of 1. It's the Hardhats 1, Bozeman nothing. You're listening to Post 22 Baseball from the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box on ESPN Radio, Rapid City.
Great faces, great places. Wet paint? Yep. And around here, when great places need a little love, great faces band together. Each year, First Interstate Bank employees help local organizations put a fresh coat of paint on homes of those in need. A small gesture, perhaps, but one that puts smiles on faces and strengthens bonds in the places we serve. First Interstate Bank. It's you and I together.
2 out, RBI single to left, scored Zach Solano with the run in the first inning for the Hardhats. Again, tomorrow night we'll be in Hamilton, Montana to play Bitterroot, and game time is 6 p.m. Tomorrow night we'll be on the air around 5:50 or so. Timmy Paris, 305 on the season, 11 doubles, 2 home runs, 32 RBIs for Timmy.
For Rapid City, number 21, Timmy Paris.
It's another very important game for another important hitter for the Hardhats and Timmy Paris. He didn't register a single hit at all in the Superior Sidings Black Hills Classic, just looking back at the scorebook. So this is the start of a big trip for Timmy. He's got to start producing like we all know that he can. He's a lethal bat. Saw it at the start of the year, saw it over the last couple of seasons. Just in a bit of a slump right now, but every slump is meant to be broken.
Takes a pitch high from Keller Murfitt, a left-hander for the Bucks. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Paddock, the center fielder, just likes to shade to left center, whether the batter is left-handed or right-handed. There's a strike, a letter-high pitch on the outside corner, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Paris. And the pitch on the way. Breaking ball in for a strike. 1-2 the count. Not much of a breeze tonight. We have a enlarged American flag out there in right center field, hanging down. Pitch comes high and outside to Paris. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But just enough of a breeze to kind of cool us off a little bit.
Lord knows we need it after the second half of that bus ride.
I noticed you dropped a few ounces. 2-2 pitch. There's a high fly ball into left center field. Drifting over is Paddock. The center fielder has a beat on it, and there's 1 down. Paris retired. That'll bring up Luke Ferdinand, the first baseman. Luke, a left-handed batter, hitting .311 on the season. Couple of doubles, knocked in 8 runs. Left-hander Keller Murfitt to the left-handed hitting Luke Ferdinand here in the top of the second with 1 out. And a breaking ball hangs high and inside for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch. Strike at the knees. 1-1 the count. Seen Luke play first base this year. Jack Sorensen has played first base. Will Moore has played first base. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Here's the pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on. A fly ball to left. Doby, the left fielder, makes the catch, drifting over into left center. Couple of lazy fly balls, 2 down in the post 22, top of the second. And that'll bring up Justin Kramer, the third baseman.
You weren't kidding about this high altitude, Tom. There's 0 jump on the ball. And, granted, some of the hits have been underneath the ball, but nonetheless, it just dies out there.
Kramer, the third baseman for post 22. Justin hitting .400 as he's raised his average over the last 10 days or so. Bunts it towards third, and it goes foul. 1 strike on Justin, who has 7 doubles, 3 home runs, and 16 RBIs.
Very rare to see Justin flub a bunt like that where it just pops to the left, and it's good that the catcher in Bach didn't get a real good jump on it. Otherwise, he's walking to the dugout, and the Hardhats are back on defense.
Post 22 with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. 2 outs and the base is empty. Keller Murfitt, the 16-year-old left-hander, delivers. Down and in for a ball. And I know it's only the second inning, though, but very impressed with his poise and doesn't seem to get rattled out there on the mound for Bozeman. One and one on Kramer. Here's the pitch on the way. Strike. A breaking ball drops in. And it's 1-2 on Kramer. Connor King hoping to hit next. One ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way. A line drive down the right field line. It's a fair ball. It's going to roll down in towards the corner, rolling off into foul territory. Kramer's at second base. He'll hold there with a double. An opposite field double for Justin Kramer down the right field line, his 8th two-bagger of the season. Rapid City's second hit. They have a runner in scoring position now for Connor King.
Great hit by Justin. I think he read that defense perfectly. It looked like they were shading over a little bit. He's able to push it to the opposite field. It was a two-bagger, no doubt. The second the ball landed, the right fielder over there at Hostetler had a lot of distance to travel to get to the ball. So good on Justin to turn on those twin turbos, get to second, and now he gives Connor King, who's got a .375 batting average with runners in scoring position, a chance to double the Hardhats lead.
Connor hitting .275, 2 home runs, 21 RBIs. Hit well in that Superior Siding Classic over the weekend. Takes a pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes, 4 doubles for Connor, a triple, and the 2 home runs.
And one of those came in that tournament.
1 ball, no strikes. Kramer leads from second. Murphy sets, and the left-hander's pitch. Breaking ball just missed. May have been a little bit high or just outside. Close pitch. It's 2 balls and no strikes on King. Center fielder Paddock is playing a shallow center field for Bozeman. Pitch on the way, and that's a strike. And it's 2-1, a pitch down at the knees. Kramer at second with a 2-out double. King with a count of 2 balls and a strike. Murphy out of the set. And the pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses outside, and the count runs to 3-1. Murphy's not really a big young man, but that glove looks like about 3 sizes too big for his hand. He's got a huge glove on out there in that right hand. Here's the set now. He's behind King 3-1. The pitch on the way, and it's high and inside for ball 4. Second walk given up by Murphy. And with 2 outs, post 22 gets a double and a walk. They have 2 on, and Walker Paz up.
This is a big at-bat because if you recall, the last time Walker was up, he struck out, and it was on an inside pitch that he should have laid off. Now this is his second time one-on-one against Murphy. Look for him to adjust and utilize his power. He's got a man in scoring position to knock in and another one to try and advance for extra runs.
So Walker 0 for 1. 2 on, 2 out. First baseman Hubley playing in back of the runner King at first. The pitch to Walker is outside. Ball 1, a breaking ball. Post 22 cashed in on a 2-out hit by Petrie in the first inning. Now they need a 2-out hit here from Paz in the second, leading 1-0. Murphy takes a long time. Now he sets. And he throws. Breaking ball down low and outside. 2-0 on Walker. Out of the 5 outs he's recorded so far, 4 have been fly ball outs. 1 strikeout. No ground ball outs so far. 2-0 pitch to Paz, and that hits the outside corner for a strike. 2-1 on Walker. Kramer off of second, the shortstop Friend trying to keep him close to the bag. King off of first, and now stepping off the rubbers, Murphy. Here's the set again. And the pitch. Swung on a little pop fly in the center field, and that is dropping in for a looping single to center to drive in a run. Walker Paz just hit a little pop fly single out in the center field to score Justin Kramer and give Rapid City a 2-0 lead. Stopping at second is King, and Walker gets his 18th RBI of the year.
Well, doesn't have to look pretty. It doesn't have to be a blast of a hit. Sometimes that's all the job that you need to get the job done. Good on Walker to adjust from the last strikeout that he had. Doubles the Hardhats lead 2-rip.
Zach Solano walked and scored in the first and takes a breaking ball over the inside corner for a strike. 3 hits in the game now for Post 22, and they lead 2-0. And with a chance for more, King at second, Paz at first. Murfitt's pitch. Breaking ball, line foul down the left field line. And the count goes to 0-2. Well, Zach leading the team with 37 RBIs, 2 more than Bowman. He's got a chance here to add to his total.
It's just a little too early on that last pitch. If he sits and waits, he can blast it.
Murfitt sets and delivers. And he misses high and outside, an off-speed pitch. 1-2 on Solano. Post 22 averaging 10.7 runs per game coming in. They've been between 10.5 and 11 runs, it seems like, for the last couple of weeks. Briefly got over 11 for a couple of games. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up. On the infield. Out behind the pitching mound. And it's the second baseman Price making the catch on the infield grass between second base and the mound. So, Murfitt limits the damage to just the 1 run. 1 run for Post 22 on 2 hits. No Bozeman errors. Post 22 strands 2. From the Anytime Auto Sales press box, we're heading now to the last half of the second. And Post 22 has grabbed a 2-0 lead over the Bozeman Bucks on ESPN Radio, Rapid City.
Why do so many business people trust us? Well, we're pretty nice folks, of course, and we really know our stuff. Black Hills Insurance, a tradition of service since 1949.
For the Bozeman Bucks.
Colton Sherbinski gave up a 1-out single in the first inning. Pitches here in the bottom of the second to the number 5 hitter for Bozeman. That's Jake Buck, the catcher. Right-handed batter hitting .287. 4 doubles, a triple, and 26 RBIs. Sherbinski's pitch. Ground ball right through the box, and that's going to go into center field, a base hit. Sherbinski kind of waved his leg at the batted ball. Buck has a leadoff single, hit number 2 for Bozeman. Here's Adam Hubely, the first baseman.
Hit that one right through the wickets, to use a cricket term there, right through the legs of Sherbinski. Back up the middle for the leadoff single.
Hubely, a left-handed batter, hitting at .354. And there's a wild pitch, a pitch skipping in the dirt past Paris, the catcher. Now Buck takes second. Well, Bozeman with a runner at second, nobody out here in the last half of the second. 1 ball on Hubely, who has 2 doubles, 2 triples, 23 RBIs on the season. .354 average. Number 6 hitter for Bozeman. Sherbinski from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball strike on the low outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Montana traditionally over the years, dating all the way back to the great Billings teams in the 60s and 70s, has played good baseball in the state. Pitch on the way, and a fastball is inside. Two and one on Hubbley. Outfield is straight away. Buck leads from second. Sherbinski behind 2-1 the pitch. Strike, a fastball just on the outside corner. Hubbley looks back at the home plate umpire and kind of says, where was that pitch? 2 balls and 2 strikes. If this one is close, he better be swinging. 2-2. Buck off of second. Sherbinski's pitch. Foul back. Ryan Evenson, the third baseman, is on deck. Hardhats leading here 2-0. Last half of the second. And the pitch. Very high, a fastball. And it's a full count. 3-2. Big pitch here. Colton ready. Let's see it. He throws here on 3-2. Fastball hit up the middle. Shortstop over. Near second to field it. Bowman's throw to first base for the out. Cooper got a great jump on that ball again. Hit rather sharply. He got it just to the left of second base. Behind the bag. Short to first, and on to third goes Buck with 1 out. Ryan Evenson up, the third baseman. Evenson, the third baseman. On the season, he's at .256. He has 4 doubles and 9 RBIs for Bozeman. Swing and a miss, a breaking ball away. It was up and also away, and he swung at it. 1 strike.
Regardless, Evenson was way ahead of that pitch. Good on Colton to start using those off speeds now. He's commanded the fastball well. Start mixing your pitches up. Throw these batters for a loop.
Post 22 is keeping the infield back. They'll give up a run for an out as a fastball misses outside. 1-1. Post 22 going after their 7th win in a row tonight. Good pitch on the low outside corner to Evenson. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Down the line at third is Buck. Kramer is even with the bag at third. Here's the pitch on the way. Very high with a fastball, and it's 2-2.
A lot of times when that happens, Colton go into the fastball, wants to burn his opponent for the strikeout. You grip it too hard. You're just trying to kill the ball. Colton, just stick to the system, stick to what's been working with the fastball. Don't try and kill it as you throw it to the plate.
Here's the set again now by Sherbinski. 2-2 pitch. High with a breaking ball, and he has a full count on it. Evenson 3-2. Three and two with a runner at third and 1 out. Peyton Price, the second baseman, on deck, and there's ball 4 low and outside. So the Bucks have runners at first and third with 1 out. First walk given up by Sherbinski. Brings up Peyton Price, the second baseman. Hitting 8th in the order, but he has a .412 batting average. 4 doubles and 7 RBIs. Now would be a good time for Post 22's 34th double play of the year. The pitch on the way, and it's a slider strike, and it's 0-1. Colton got through that first inning with 14 pitches. 1 strike the count. Here's his set and the pitch. Swung on, a ground ball to Kramer. He'll throw to second. Out there, on to first. Out there, it's a double play. 5-4-3 double play started by Justin Kramer, and there is double play number 34 of the season for Post 22.
And to your point, Tom, you talked about how Colton left the first inning with 14. How about 16 in inning number 2? And the double play really helped keep the pitch count low there.
No runs, 1 hit for Bozeman. No Rapid City errors, 1 man left on base. 2 complete. The Hardhats 2 and Bozeman nothing from Bozeman, Montana. You're listening to Post 22 Baseball on ESPN Radio Rapid City.
Camping World is here to help you connect to adventure and explore the outdoors with friends and family, offering new and pre-owned RVs to fit every budget and thousands of parts and accessories for any need. Camping World has it all. With over 125 supercenters nationwide, you're never far from America's #1 RV dealer. No matter where your adventures take you, whether you need an RV, parts, or service, Camping World is here to help you every step of the way. Visit Camping World in Rapid City or shop campingworld.com today.
New pitcher has come in for Bozeman as Keller Murfitt exits after 2 innings. Bailey Paddock has come in to pitch. And it looks like Murfitt has gone to center field.
Defensive changes for your Bozeman Bucks. Now into pitch. Number 7, Bailey Paddock. Moving to center field, number 2, Keller Murphy.
So Murfitt to center and Paddock to the pitching mound. He's a right-hander for Bozeman. He'll face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Post 22 here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Now let's keep in mind, too, here, Tom, that means that Bozeman does lose their designated hitter. So Andy Purpura's day ended at 0 for 1 for when they come back to the sticks in the bottom half of the 3rd. So Murfitt's going to bat in the 3-hole now for Bozeman.
Leading off the top of the 3rd for the Rapid City Hardhats, number 22, Cooper Pullman.
Cooper Bowman flied to center his first at bat. You know, we forgot yesterday that Cooper had his little hitting streak snapped at 8 games. He had a walk and a couple of walks, I think, and a fly ball. There's a little ground ball towards third, fielded by Evanson. He fumbles the ball. Evanson. Error on the third baseman for Bozeman. And Cooper is on at first base. And Eric Petrie coming up, the designated hitter.
Now batting number 23.
Eric lined a soft single to left field and drove in a run in the first inning. And they've given him a hit on that play, Bowman. Pitch up over Eric's head off the mid of the catcher. And hanging out at first base is Bowman. So credit Bowman with a single. 4th hit of the game for Post 22, and it brings up Petrie now with a 1-ball count. Paddock from the set. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And it dropped down a bit on that pitch, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 innings for Murfitt. He gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, had a couple of walks, 1 strikeout. Here's the pitch on the way. Breaking ball high, runner going. The throw is high and a stolen base. Bowman's 19th of the year. I think that's his 20th, is it, Mark? 20 stolen bases for Bowman. Now time is called, and the catcher is going to go out and talk with his pitcher.
Good to see Eric back in his first at bat earlier in the top half of the first come through in the clutch, not only get the hit, get off the schneid that he's been on, but it contributes even more, and it knocked in a run. So he's got another chance to do this again with Bowman in scoring position with those wheels. If Eric gets anything really good out of the infield, Hardhats are looking at a 3-0 lead and a run scored in 17 of their last 19 innings played.
2 balls and a strike on Eric Petrie. Paddock's pitch, low and outside. Good block by the catcher, and the ball does roll away, and Bowman goes to third. One of the little things, again, that you don't think a lot about, but over the year that's aided Post 22 this season, they've picked up a lot of extra bases on plays like that. Let alone stolen bases outright, but plays where runners advanced and pass balls or a wild pitch. Petrie up now with a count of 3-1. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's inside. It hits him. Zach Sumption comes up with runners at first and third, and the skipper for Bozeman going out to the mound. He wants to regroup the troops on the top of the hill, giving them the sermon on the mound.
Unfortunate for Eric, too, because that hit him right in his knee, and I don't know if that's the one that he's been trying to recover from, but still taking one down there. Nothing to worry about. He trotted over. He's fine. Tia Furman, our trainer's talking with him right now, and he seems to be okay. And so good that he is all right, but that is something to give a little cause for worry there.
Zach Sumption flied to center, hit the first pitch to him in the first inning. Runners at first and third, nobody out. A 2-0 Hardhat lead here in the top of the third inning. Here's the set by Paddock and his pitch. Low and outside. He's really struggling with his location. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the set. And the pitch. Way outside. Ball 2 on Sumption.
Seems that Paddock has changed his delivery a bit. He came overhand on the first couple of pitches. Now he's trying to sidewind towards the plate. Interesting approach, unless I just haven't been watching him correctly. It looks like he's changed his arm slot.
And the pitch is down low and outside. It's 3-0 on Sumption. And we're going to get some other activity now down in the bullpen for Bozeman. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And it's up and away for ball 4. So Timmy Paris comes up with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the top of the third inning. Post 22 already leading by 2 runs. A chance for just a huge inning here with nobody out.
If there's any time for Timmy to get off this schneid, it's right now. Bases juiced.
And he looks at a strike on the first pitch from Paddock. Timmy flied to left center his first at bat. Infield double play depth. The corner's up to the edge of the grass. Here's the pitch. Way outside, a breaking ball. And it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Low and outside. 2-1 the count. And the 2-1 pitch. Strike just on the outside corner. 2-2 on Tim Paris. Timmy, 32 RBIs, trailing Solano with 37 and Bowman with 35. 2-2 pitch. Low and outside, and we have a full count. Boy, that breaking ball has been close for Paddock. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bowman from third, Petrie from second, Sumption from first. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on a drive to right field. That's down the line. That's going to score some runs. Bowman has scored. Petrie is scoring. Here comes Sumption to the plate. A bases loaded 3-run double for Timmy Paris to right field. Empties the bases and gives Rapid City a 5-0 lead. Timmy's 33rd, 34th, and 35th RBIs and his team-leading 12th double of the season for Timmy Paris.
That is the second time that we have seen a hard hat not only record a double in this game, but go opposite field when doing so. I think this team is onto something when it comes to their approach at the plate. They're going for opposite field power, and it's resulted in 4 runs getting knocked in on those doubles.
Luke Ferdinand flied out to left center, his first at bat. And takes a pitch inside over the knees for ball 1. Hit number 5 for Post 22. They've got 5 runs on 5 hits here in the top of the 3rd inning. Scoring a run in the first, a run in the second, and 3 here in the 3rd. Still nobody out. Here's the pitch. And it's low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. With Mark Benetti, this is Tom Rudebush from Bozeman, Montana, the opening night of our 7-day marathon. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch on the way. A line drive to left. Doby comes in, and he can't catch the ball. Heading to third base is Paris, and down to second base is Ferdinand. Doby tried to make a diving catch in left field. The ball was slicing back towards him. Ferdinand, the left-handed hitter, hit a slicing line drive back towards Doby in left field.
Now batting number 14, Justin Kramer.
That'll bring up Justin Kramer, the third baseman, who doubled to right his first at bat. So runners at second and third. Infield is back, and Kramer looks at a fastball strike from Paddock. I haven't called that yet because now they have put up an error on the left fielder, Doby.
Waiting for the same thing you were, so I don't want to say anything either.
Pitch is a ball down low, and it's 1-1 now on Kramer. Justin scored in the second after his 2-out double on the Walker Paz single. 5-0 Hardhats. Runners at second and third. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside. 2-1 now on Kramer. And the pitch. Down low for a ball. And it's 3-1. Connor King on deck for the Hardhats here. The pitch on the way. It's swung on a line drive to short. Caught. This will be an unassisted double play at second by the shortstop, Friend. So Ferdinand got caught off the bag at second. A line drive, unassisted double play for Friend, the shortstop. 2 outs, and that still leaves Timmy Paris at third base. And that'll bring up Connor King, who walked in the second. So 2 quick outs now for Post 22. And the pitch. And it's up high, a fastball.
It's a big break for Bozeman. Otherwise, this could be an even bigger inning for the Hardhats right now. Already at 3 runs. That took 1 off the scoring path.
And Connor has a fastball at the knees for a strike. 1-1. And they play him shallow in the outfield. He can still pick up Paris at third base here with 2 outs. He swings and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2. Here's the pitch. And a breaking ball high and outside. We're more towards the western side of the mountain time zone here tonight, so it'll be lighter a little bit longer than it is at home. There's a pitch inside that hits King. And Connor's trying to walk that off. It looked like it got him on the right arm. Forearm. And another hit batsman, Mark. That's 2 this inning.
It can't seem to escape us.
And it looks like we're having another pitching change. So this will be the 3rd pitcher coming in for Bozeman here in the top of the 3rd inning. 3 pitchers so far used in the game. It's a 5-0 post-22 lead. And we'll wait for the announcement of the changes here as the hitter will be Walker Paz with runners at first and third. Connor's still trying to loosen up that arm over at first base. Well, the new pitcher is going to be
Willie Leap, number 23, coming out of the bullpen.
Now pitching for Bozeman.
Willie Leap.
Willie Leap. Defensive changes for your Bozeman Bucks. Killer Murphy goes to left field. Bailey Paddock goes to center. Tyler Dobie is now at second base.
So we have Dobie moving from left to second base. Willie Leaf coming in to pitch. Murfitt has gone from center to left field. Who's in center?
Paddock went back to center.
Paddock back to center. So it looks like to me that leaves Price out of the game.
So that means because the DH was the DH exited earlier because of Murfitt's insertion from the mound into the game. That now means with Price being out, that Leap is going to take over in the 8-hole.
Now batting number 11, Walker Paz.
Walker Paz up with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Leap is a right-hander. And his pitch. Walker lines it to right for a base hit. That'll score 1, and it makes it 6-0. Paris scoring from third base. Stopping at second, King. 2 hits now for Walker and 2 RBIs in the game.
And it's a good rebound for him after he started off with a strikeout, comes back with a pair of RBI hits. And by the way, all of those have come with 2 outs for him, so he's coming up in the clutch too.
Zach Solano has walked and scored in the first, popped to second in the second, bats here in the third with 2 on and 2 out. Willie Leaf's pitch is popped foul, back and out of play. 6 runs on 6 hits for post 22. One costly error for Bozeman. King leads from second. Paz off of first. Solano the 9th man to hit here in the top of the 3rd inning. Here's the set by Leaf and the pitch. Ground ball through the hole to left. A base hit. Here comes King around third. He's going to score. 7-0 Hardhats. As Solano drives in his team-leading 38th run of the season.
Now batting number 22.
Paz stopping at second. Post 22 has batted around. They've scored 5 times here in the third. They lead 7-0. And Cooper Bowman up. Cooper has flied to center, got credit for an infield single to start this inning. 7 runs on 7 hits now for Rapid City. Here's the pitch to Cooper Bowman, and it's a ball down low, and it's 1-0.
Here's something interesting here, Tom. 4 pitches for Willie Leap in relief, and 2 of them have resulted in runs getting knocked in for the Hardhats, so they're just attacking right off the hop.
1 ball and no strikes. Here's the set by Leaf, and the pitch on the way. Swung on a ground ball up the middle, right over second base and into center field. A C&I single for Cooper Bowman, scoring Paz. Going to third base is Solano. Boy, that ball was just out of the reach of the shortstop and second baseman. Bowman.
That is now back-to-back-to-back RBI hits with 2 outs for the Hardhats, and they are full steam ahead, foot on the gas pedal, whatever you want to call it. They're playing some really good offensive baseball right now.
8-0. And here's Eric Petrie up with the runners at first and third. Solano at third, Bowman at first. Bowman's 36th RBI. Willie Leaf out of the set. Here's his pitch. And it's a ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Petrie, an RBI single to left in the first, was hit by a pitch earlier this inning. And a pitch outside, and the count goes to 2-0 on Eric. Here's the pitch. Outside, it's 3-0. Boy, the only pitcher really that's been able to stop this post-22 attack was the young right-hander Phillips for Premier West in Denver a week ago yesterday when he shut post-22 out 2-0 and held him to 4 singles. This attack has been most impressive all year. Petrie lifts the fly ball to center. It's carrying fairly deep, but Paddock, the center fielder, has it in front of the warning track in medium deep center to retire the side. 6 runs, though, score for post 22 on 5 hits. There was an error and 2 men left on base. Head to the last half of the third inning here from Bozeman. From the Anytime Auto Sales press box, you're listening to Hard Hat Baseball with post 22 leading Bozeman 8-0 on ESPN Radio Rapid City.
With more than 300 pediatric experts in 35 specialty areas, Sanford Children's offers the care that matters to your family. At the Castle of Care, we are committed to bringing in the latest and most advanced technology and services to care for your children. And having the largest team of specialists in the region means your child can receive expert, individualized care close to home. At Sanford Children's, we promise to put your family first. To learn more, visit childrens.sanfordhealth.org.
Eight runs for post 22 on 8 hits through 3 innings of hitting, and the Hard Hat bats have not left behind in Rapid City. They made the trip also with the team. So we go to the last half of the third inning.
For your Bozeman Bucks, number 4, the shortstop, Michael Friend.
Michael Friend up the shortstop. A .253 hitter on the season for Bozeman, number 9 batter. 6 doubles, 3 triples, and 27 RBIs. Boy, he has a lot of RBIs for a 9 hitter. Colton Sherbinski delivers a strike. Colton in 2 innings, giving up 2 harmless singles, was really helped out last inning with a big double play to end the 2nd inning, started by Justin Kramer. And another fastball strike on the outside corner at the knees, and it's 0-2.
Now, if I'm Colton Trubinsky, this is where I puff my chest. I've got an 8-0 lead. I'm using everything in the tank. I've got all the confidence in the world on that mound.
There's a bouncing ball to Kramer's left. Justin fields it, fires it over to Ferdinand for the out. Boy, Justin Kramer is just getting better with every game, too. He got up to a shaky start coming back from school, both offensively and defensively. And right now, he's playing some great baseball at third base and at the plate.
Just like riding a bike, Tom.
Tyler Doby up. He fouled out to left fielder Sumption his first at bat. He's now at second base. Started the game in left field. Sherbinski's pitch is swung on, bounced foul outside of first. 1 strike on Doby. Bozeman playing its 36th game of the season here tonight. They've won 28 and lost 7 and had won 3 in a row. And 7 of 8 games, but they've run into this post-22 juggernaut here tonight. Check swing, a fastball. It's ruled a strike. And it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way. High and inside. And it's 1-2. Outfield straight away on Doby. The left-handed batter takes it low. And it's 2-2. Sherbinski's walked 1 so far in 2 1/3 innings. No strikeouts. Two-two pitch. High and outside. A full count. Colton came in better than a strikeout per inning. He's run the string out here, 3-2 on Doby. The payoff pitch. Ground ball hammered to short. Takes a nice hop for Bowman, who gloves it and throws to Ferdinand for the out. Well, that ball took a nice hop to Cooper. 2 down.
And that wasn't an easy play to make either, Tom. Keep in mind now the shadow's starting to become a factor here. Cooper starts off his fielding in light, has to come in shadow. By the way, the ball takes the hop that it does, and he's doing it on the run, too. He just makes it all look way too easy.
Bailey Paddock, the center fielder. Paddock singled to center his first at bat. Right-handed batter. Sherbinski's pitch. Swung on, lined to left center for a base hit. That's going to run the alley. And Paddock will have a stand-up double. His second hit, he's 2 for 2. Hit number 3 for the Bozeman Bucks, and they have a 2-out base runner in scoring position.
Left fielder Keller Murphy.
Here's Keller Murphy up for his first time. Replaced the DH Andy Purpura in the lineup. Purpura grounded out to third, his only at bat. So Murphy, a left-handed hitter, steps in against Sherbinski with 2 outs and a runner at second. And Colton's breaking ball high and outside, ball 1. One ball and no strikes. A look at second by Sherbinski. The pitch. Fastball is high, and it's 2-0. Morgan Hostetler, a left-handed batting right fielder, their cleanup hitter, a big left-handed batter, is on deck. Here's the set by Sherbinski. Behind 2-0 on the count with 2 outs, and the pitch is a fastball through at the knees for a strike. 8-0. Post 22 leading here in the last half of the third. They scored single runs in the first 2 innings, and then 6 in the top of the third. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, hit foul, out of play down the left field line. 2-2 on Murphy.
Trubinsky is about to throw his 45th pitch in what is now his third inning of work. I'm liking his velocity. His pitch count is low as well. He gets out of this with the next pitch. It's averaging 15 an inning. That's a healthy average in a start.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Murphy. Paddock leads from second. Pickoff play, and they've got him in a rundown, and Bowman takes the throw and tags him out as he tried to head off towards third. Paddock picked off second base by Sherbinsky. 1-6 on the pickoff, and that retires Bozeman in the third inning. No runs, 1 hit. No Rapid City errors, nobody left on base. 3 complete. The Hardhats in control. Post 22-8. Bozeman Bucks nothing. From the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box, Post 22 baseball throughout the summer on ESPN Radio Rapid City.
You don't have to try to hit a home run when you're hitting singles and doubles all day. Consistency wins games, and it's key to helping achieve your retirement goals. At Weitzel Financial Group, they believe they're there to help with your own ideals and goals. Head toward your field of dreams. Call Weitzel Financial Group for a consultation at 348-1152. Kurt Weitzel is a registered representative and investment advisor representative with and offers securities and advisory services through Commonwealth Financial Network member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Weitzel Financial Group, 817 9th Street, Rapid City, South Dakota, 57701.
Top half of the fourth inning here in Bozeman, Montana, as the Hardhats transition from defense back to offense. Kind of weird saying that after all the home games that the Hardhats have played. We're in the top half of an inning, and they are batting, but nonetheless, they come back to their sticks with a chance to try and add to the lead. 8-0 is the score. Numbers across the board for the Hardhats. It's 8 runs, 8 hits, no errors on defense. And on the other side of things, for Bozeman, it's no runs on 3 hits with an error. Robert Sampson, by the way, has been inserted into the ball game for Bozeman. He will play second base. So only one defensive change to make as Zach Sumption leads off the top half of the fourth. And his first pitch skips low and away for ball 1. The Hardhats batted around the lineup, actually saw 10 gentlemen come to the plate. 11 gentlemen come to the plate. In the top half of the third, which they scored 6 runs on 5 hits with an error charge to Bozeman. Next pitch to Sumption misses low and away. 2 balls and no strikes the count to the Hardhats left fielder, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. 8-0 the Hardhats lead. Still on the mound is Willie Leap for Bozeman. And his 2-0 pitch. Breaking pitch, called strike at the knees of Sumption. 2-1 now the count. Leap, a full windup for him. And the 2-1. Low and away, 3 balls and a strike. Tom mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Sumption came into the game the best batting average on the team at .456. A .484 on base percentage. He's done well in the 17 games that he's come to the batter's box. 3-1 pitch. Swung on, and that ball is chopped to third. Stop is made on the hop by Evenson, the third baseman, and the throw to first is in time. 5-3 in the scorebook. 1 up, 1 down for the Hardhats on offense. And that'll now bring us to Timmy Parrish, who just got a big monkey off of his back with a bases-clearing RBI double. The bases were loaded in the top half of the third with no one out, and he took advantage and went opposite field. And knocked in 3 to start off the monster inning. His first pitch is swung on and ripped into the gap in right center. That's going to drop for a base hit and another extra base hit at that. Parrish rounds first, and he is into second with another double. So after flying out to center field in his first at-bat, Timmy Parrish has now fired back with back-to-back doubles. And that's now going to bring up Luke Ferdinand, the first baseman, with a chance to knock him in.
Now batting number 31, Luke Ferdinand.
So Luke Ferdinand now comes in. 0 for 2. He flew out to left field, going opposite field, and then he reached on an E7. So twice he has targeted left field. Once he's been safe, but no credits for a hit yet. First pitch Is a ball, missed the zone low. 1-0 the count here for Ferdinand. Buck, the catcher, comes up to the mound to Leap to have a quick talk. And it looks like we are ready to roll. Bozeman down 8-0 to the Hardhats. Right now it's 8 runs on 9 hits for post 22. No runs, 3 hits, and error for Bozeman. 1 out and a man on second here in the top of the 4th. And the 1-0 to Ferdinand is chopped first base side, just foul. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Ferdinand came into the ballgame hitting .311. As of right now, he'll unfortunately see that average go down just a slight bit. Currently 0 for 2. Leap looks in, checks the runner on second in Paris, and he deals. And the pitch is outside, 2 balls and a strike. Justin Kramer's on deck, 1 for 2 with a double, a run scored, and unfortunately lined into an L6 unassisted double play. There was a man on second, and that was all she wrote on the line drive. 2-1 to Ferdinand, breaking pitch low and away, and now the count goes to 3-1. He's 1 pitch away from trotting to first on a base on balls to bring up the Hardhats third baseman. The first baseman for the Hardhats looking at a 3 balls and 1 strike count. Leap to his set, and he deals the 3-1. Just caught the outside corner for strike 2, and the count now goes full. So big payoff pitch coming up here for Luke Ferdinand. And the pitch comes from Leap, swung on, and that's hit high in the air to center field. Paddock is underneath it, makes the catch on the run. So it's an F8 in the scorebook. 2 down for the Hardhats, still with Timmy Paris in scoring position on second. And that'll now bring us to Justin Kramer. So again, Kramer on the ball game, 1 for 2. A double, a run scored. Also lined into an L6 unassisted double play. Connor King on deck, a base on balls and a hit by pitch. Looking for an opportunity to come up in this inning. Leap checks Paris on second. First pitch to Kramer, off speed, change up on the outside, called strike. 0-1 the count here to Kramer. Paris takes his lead off of second. He will go on contact. 2 outs, top of the 4th. And the 0-1 swung on, and that is ripped down the third base line and in a left for a base hit. Timmy Paris gets the green light. He's rounding third. He's going to come in to score. Kramer rounds first, going into second, and he has a 2-out stand-up RBI double, and the Hardhats lead is now 9-0 with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Great piece of hitting from Justin Kramer. He went opposite field on his first double. This time he pulls it down the third base line, knocks in the run. Hardhats are now up 9-0, and that's going to bring up Connor King looking for his first hit of the ballgame. Technically 0 for 0, a base on balls and a hit by pitch. But on the hit by pitch, he was able to come around for a run. First pitch, way outside, ball 1 to King. King has an opportunity with Kramer on second to make this a 10-0 affair. Connor King coming into the game with a .375 batting average with runners in scoring position. He's under 300 on the season overall. 1-0. Changeup caught the outside part of the plate. Ball and a strike now the count here to Connor King. If King keeps this inning going, Walker Paz is patiently waiting in the on-deck circle. King has Kramer on second, 2 outs, top of the 4th, and a 9-0 lead. And the 1-1, called strike inside, and now the count goes to 1-2. Willie Leap came in the last inning with 1 out remaining to record. He's pitched ever since. He's the 3rd hurler for Bozeman. Checks Kramer at second. 1-2 to King. Swung on and fouled. It's still in play. Buck, the catcher, looking for a play on it, and he can't make it happen. And the ball drops, and he nearly crashes into the backstop trying to make the play. So ball and 2 strikes, still the count here to King. An awfully close play. Buck had to try and shake off the umpire as well. That didn't really help him out much. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to King. He protected now. He's trying to stay alive. Keep this inning going. And the 1-2 from Leap. Breaking pitch up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kramer again is lead off a second. A pair of doubles, 1 knocked in a run. That was in this inning to make it 9-0 for Post 22. 2 balls, 2 strikes now from Leap to King. And from the stretch he deals. Low and away, caught him looking, strike 3. And that's the first strikeout for Leap in relief. And that will end the top half of the 4th. 1 run on the power of 2 hits. Both of them were doubles. No errors were charged to Bozeman. There was 1 man left on the base path in Justin Kramer on second. 3.5 innings are in the books. Post 22 now has a 9-0 lead to protect as they go back to their defensive positions for the bottom half of the 4th inning. Due up for Bozeman. Keller Murfitt, who ended the last inning, comes back out because of the pickoff, followed by Morgan Hostetler and Jake Buck. We'll be right back in just a few moments, folks, here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball, here on ESPN Radio, Rapid City.
Trusted Choice Insurance agents are independent agents.
I pledge to be your guide, not only to insurance, but to insurance companies.
They don't actually work for any one insurance company.
And to use my independence to identify the coverage that's best for you.
This means they can customize policies from several companies in ways that other agents just can't. And they commit to that.
And I pledge.
In writing. Trusted Choice. You need an independent insurance agent.
Black Hills Insurance Agency, a tradition of service since 1940.
Why do so many business people trust us? Well, we're pretty nice folks, of course, and we really know our stuff. Black Hills Insurance, a tradition of service since 1949.
Hardhats transition from offense to defense as we are set now for the bottom half of the 4th inning. Through 3.5, it's the Hardhats with a 9-0 lead. 9 runs, 10 hits, no errors against Bozeman. No runs, 3 hits, and an error. Mark Benetti alongside you for all the action here on ESPN Radio Rapid City. As Colton Sherbinsky goes back to the bump, and his first pitch to Keller Moffitt is hit to second, paused to first in time. So 4-3 in the scorebook. Retires Murfitt, 1 up, 1 down. That's going to bring us to Morgan Hostetler. Just the 1 pitch needed.
Number 14, the right fielder, Morgan Hostetler.
So Murfitt goes to 0-2 on the ball game. Hostetler comes out now for Bozeman. He's 0 for 1. The big lefty, cleanup hitter, playing in right field for the Bucks. Hardhats with a 9-0 lead. Sherbinsky's first pitch, swung on. It's popped up high in the air. Foul territory. Paris thought he had a play on it. Instead, it goes over our press box. And Hostetler starts off 0-1. So Murfitt led off the inning. Hostetler now up. On deck, Jake Buck, the catcher. No balls and a strike to count here. Sherbinsky still on the bump for the Hardhats, and he deals. Swung on and fouled again, left field side. And quickly, Hostetler's behind 0-2 to the Hardhats, number 25. Sherbinsky's kept his pitch count very low in this start. Credit to him for being efficient, sticking with his game plan. No balls, 2 strikes to count, and he deals way high for ball 1. Ball and 2 strikes now the count from Sherbinsky to Hostetler. This has been a bane of Sherbinsky's start, though. He'll get to an 0-2 count, and then he has trouble locating the zone. 0-2. Rides upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So 2-2 now the count. We misspoke. The scoreboard didn't update. Still on 0-2. So now the 2-2 pitch. Just up high. And now the count goes full. So payoff pitch now coming to Colton Sherbinsky as it's a full count. And the payoff pitch. Swung on, and that ball is drilled into right. Solano underneath it, though, makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down for the Hardhats on defense. And for Bozeman, that'll bring up Jake Buck. Buck has one of the only 3 hits of the ball game for Bozeman. I believe he's being replaced as well. So it looks like we have Jake Murfitt now out.
Now batting number 11, the catcher, Jake Murfitt.
So Jake Murfitt comes in for Buck, who went 1 for 1. Murfitt, a right-handed batter, inserted into the game. He will backstop from here on out. First pitch. Misses low from Sherbinski. He starts off 1-0. So this is the 3rd batting substitution Bozeman's had in the ballgame. Here's the 1-0 from Sherbinski to Murfitt. That rides upstairs, 2-0 on a nice fastball. Very impressed with Sherbinski's velocity in this ballgame. Glove is popping extra loud today. Full windup for number 25. Here's the 2-0. That's a called strike at the knees. Outside corner. 2-1 now to Murfitt. Adam Hubley, the first baseman, is on deck, barring any other substitutions. Should the inning continue. 2-1 from Sherbinski. Swung on and missed. And the count evens up 2-2 now to Murfitt. Sherbinski has yet to issue a strikeout. He's walked only 1 batter in the start. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sherbinski deals to Murfitt. Up high, and that will push the count full. Fourth payoff pitch scenario of the ballgame for Sherbinski. This one could potentially end the inning. 3-2. Swung on and fouled. And Jake Murfitt stays alive. And now here's the 3-2 again. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And that'll be the first strikeout for Sherbinski, and it ends the bottom half of the 4th. For the Hardhats on defense, it's a 1-2-3 inning, which means no runs, hits, errors, or anybody left on base. And at the end of 4 full frames here in Bozeman, the Hardhats still have a commanding 9-0 lead over the Bucks. We'll be right back with the top half of the 5th as the Hardhats come back to the offensive. It's the top of the order. Walker Paz, Zach Solano, and Cooper Bowman, barring any substitutions. We'll be right back, folks, here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio, Rapid City.
Coke Zero goes with things like this. This. And this. Coke Zero tastes like this.
He shoots! He scores!
It sounds like this. It feels like this. So when the game is on, try it with this. Coke Zero. Real Coca-Cola taste. 0 calories, 0 sugar.
Well, we have another change to report. Now Murfitt is catching, as we had mentioned last inning when he came up to bat for Jake Buck. Now in the game to pitch is Hudson Willett, and he takes over for Willie Leap, who only went 29 pitches in an inning and a third. He allowed 4 of the runs that the Hardhats scored. And only struck out 1. Managed to hit a batter. And that was all she wrote. Gave up 5 hits in the process. So we're about to start the top half of the 5th inning here in Bozeman. Hardhats with a 9-0 lead back to the top of the order. Numbers across the board through 4. For the Hardhats, it's 9 runs, 10 hits, no errors. And for Bozeman, no runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. Mark Minetti and Tom Rudabush alongside you for all the action on the first day of our 7-day road trip. Walker Paz comes back into the batter's box, and he will face the righty Hudson Willett. And the first pitch is swung on and hit to first. Hubley gets the stop. It's a race to the bag, and he wins it and beats out Paz for the 3 unassisted putout. 1 up, 1 down for the Hardhats on offense will now bring us to Zach Solano as Paz now goes to 2 for 4. A pair of RBI singles. Solano is 1 for 2 with a walk, a ribby single of his own. And he will face Willett for the first time. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Willett. Efficient start to his relief appearance. First pitch to Solano, rides upstairs for ball 1. And Solano starts out with a 1-0 count. Cooper Bowman on deck, 2 for 3. Pair of singles and an RBI. Next pitch to Solano also rides upstairs, and now 2-0 is his count. Bowman started off the game with a fly out to center and then countered with back-to-back hits. Solano now with a 2-0 count. Willett the full windup. He deals low and away for ball 3. And now he's 1 pitch away from sending Solano on a free trip to first. And the 3-0. Outside. No, they called it strike. Solano started walking to first. Looked a little too close for comfort there, but I guess strike is the call. 3-1. And Willett right back to it. Way outside. No mistake about that one. And for the second time in this ball game, Zach Solano will take a free pass.
Now batting number 22.
Just a reminder that our game tomorrow from Hamilton, Montana against Bitterroot will begin at 6 p.m. for the first pitch. We'll be on the air about 5:50. Tomorrow night, another great day in the forecast here in Montana.
First pitch to Bowman is low for ball 1. It's blocked by Murphy. And Solano does not take advantage of second. 1-0 the count here to Bowman, who again is 2 for 3. A pair of singles. The last one knocked in a run. Check to first, not there in time, so Solano stays tethered, and he is safe. Cooper Bowman's had a sensational season so far. Coming into the ball game, hitting .449, second best on the team. Runner goes as the pitch is inside. The throw is off track, and Solano safe. So now it's the second stolen base of the ball game for Solano, as Bowman's now looking at a 2-0 count, and a man in scoring position to knock in again. So 2 balls, no strikes the count. And Willett deals. High and inside, almost buzzed the tower, and 3-0 is now the count.
We talked about this at the end of our post game yesterday. Look at the scoreboard. Post 22 again has scored in every inning.
They've scored in 18 of their last 20, Tom. It's remarkable. As the next pitch to Bowman's upstairs for ball 4. So he walks. He's been on the base path 3 times now in the ball game. A pair of singles and the base on balls. Men on first and second now brings up the cleanup hitter, Eric Petrie. 1 for 2 with an RBI single, a hit by pitch, a run scored, and a fly out. And back to that point, Tom, that's just consistent offense. And it's great hitting from this Hardhats club.
And you get a little help from the opponent a lot of times with walks or mistakes or whatever. But this attack is just unbelievable here. And this is the 31st game of the season. And like I said, outside of that shutout a week ago yesterday against Premier West, they've pretty much named about 10 runs a game.
They're 1 away from doing that again. Petrie already has an RBI hit. He looks at a first pitch ball low and away from Willett after his conference comes to a conclusion. 1-0 the count to Petrie. Again, 1 for 2. Ribby single, hit by pitch, run scored, and a fly out to center. Men on first and second. Solano was on second. Bowman's on first. 1-0. Swung on, and that ball's hit high in the air. Foul territory, first base side. Hubley from first is underneath it, and he makes the easy catch for the second out. So an unfortunate at-bat there for Petrie as there's 2 down. That'll bring up Zach Sumption, who on the ball game is 0 for 2 with a base on balls. A run scored. However, he is flown out and grounded out to third. So 2 outs now, and Sumption looking for an opportunity to give the Hardhats runs in 19 of their last 21. Pitch, swung on, hit to short. Stop is made on the play by Friend. Throw to first in time, and that's going to end it. So the 6-3 retire Assumption now 0 for 3 on the ball game, and that will end the top half of the fifth. For the Hardhats, no runs, no hits, no errors were charged to Bozeman. However, there were 2 men left on the base path, 1 in scoring position. And at the end of 4.5 innings of play, the Hardhats still have a 9-0 lead to protect as Colton Trubinsky comes back out to face Hubley, Evenson, and Willie Leap. We'll be right back in just a few moments with the bottom half of the fifth from the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box here in Bozeman. You're listening to Post 22 Hardhats Baseball on ESPN Radio, Rapid City.
Great faces, great places. Wet paint? Yep. And around here, when great places need a little love, great faces band together. Each year, First Interstate Bank employees help local organizations put a fresh coat of paint on homes of those in need. A small gesture, perhaps, but one that puts smiles on faces and strengthens bonds in the places we serve. First Interstate Bank. It's you and I together.
Hardhats transition from offense to defense now, and Colton Trubinsky is back on the bump to face the Bozeman Bucks. 6, 7, and 8 due up in their order. Barring any substitutions, Adam Hubley will lead off. The first baseman, who was 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. Colton Trubinsky has been sensational in this start. Only 1 strikeout to the 1 walk, but what has been sensational is his efficiency. 58 pitches coming into this inning. He's gone 14, 16, 14, and 14 of his pitch count. It looks like Finn Schneider has now come into the ballgame. And his first pitch from Trubinsky swung on, hit high in the air to center field. King comes charging in. It's going to drop in front of him for a bloop single. So a leadoff bloop single for Finn Schneider. Now brings up Ryan Evenson, the third baseman.
Now batting number 12, the third baseman, Ryan Evenson.
Evenson was issued a base on balls back in the bottom half of the second. That is the only free pass Colton Trubinsky's given up in this ballgame. So man on first, no one out, bottom of the fifth. The Hardhats with a 9-0 lead. First pitch, swung on and missed by Evenson. And he's behind 0-1. Finn Schneider on first with the leadoff single on his first pitch. And the 0-1 swung on and missed by Evenson. He's behind quickly 0-2. So Trubinsky chasing him with off-speed pitches. 0-2 now the count. Trubinsky looking for his second K of the start. Schneider the leadoff at first. And here's the 0-2. Just missed low on a breaking pitch. 1-2 now the count to Evenson. Trubinsky's been ahead in many counts in this ballgame. Adds even more to how impressive this start has been. 1-2. Swung on and just fouled. And Evenson stays alive. One ball, 2 strikes to the third baseman of the Bucks. One ball, 2 strikes. Trubinsky will look over at first at Schneider. And here's the 1-2. Swung on, and that ball's pushed. It's over the head of Walker. Paz makes the catch. Quick throw to first. Not in time. Almost doubled him up. So at L4, records the first out, and safe at first is Schneider. 1 down, and that is going to bring us to Alex Ekstrom, who's come in to bat in the 8th spot. So another substitution. So Alex Ekstrom's now in the ballgame. As the 8th spot has now seen 3 players come through it, but one of them did not bat. That was Willie Lee. Bozeman has utilized all of their substitutes in this ballgame now.
Now batting number 17, Alex Ekstrom.
So now Ekstrom comes in. Peyton Price is the only person to have batted in the 8th spot. 4 are technically listed, though. Ekstrom's now the 4th. Man on first, 1 out. And the first pitch to Ekstrom. Swung on, hit right back up the middle. Pause to stop. To Bowman at second for 1. To Ferdinand at first for 2, and he got it. It's a 6-4-3 double play. And that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 for the Hardhats. No runs. It was on a hit, no errors. Nobody left on the base path. And at the end of 5 full frames, the Hardhats have a 9-0 advantage. We'll be right back with the top half of the 6th. Timmy Paris leads it off. Barring any substitutions, you're listening to the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio, Rapid City. Folks, we're going to have to listen closely now to our public address announcer because it looks like we have more changes coming to the Bozeman defensive alignment as we head into the top half of the 6th. Tom and I were just talking moments ago off the air, and unfortunately I didn't get to see it because I was following the double play, but a little bit of a cheap shot over there at second with Cooper trying to field for the DP.
Well, the runner came in on second base and really took Cooper out. And Cooper ended up on his stomach on the dirt just to the right of the bag after he completed his throw to first base. So Post 22 bench was a little unhappy. And to the credit of the Bozeman coaches, the base runner coming off was stopped by both their coaches, and he was listening there for a couple of minutes.
Number 11, Jake Murphy.
So Murphy is now on the mound.
In at shortstop is number 17, Alex Ekstrom.
And Ekstrom's now at short.
Number 4, Michael Friend.
Michael Friend, however, stays in the game. He's also changed his position. But now Jake Murphy has moved from behind home plate to pitching. It is a fun game of musical chairs out there, I'll tell you what.
Is that 6 pitchers now?
5 now. Keller Murphy started off the ball game the first 2 innings. Bailey Paddock came in for 2/3. Willie Leaf an inning and a third. Hudson Willett an inning. And now Jake Murphy comes in. 5th different arm. So Ekstrom's in at short. He's the next substitution. Willett ended up going shutout baseball in his lone inning. Didn't strike anybody out. Walked 2, however. As we get set now for the top half of the 6th. For the Hardhats, 9 runs, 10 hits, no errors. And for Bozeman, no runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. As they had the last time they were up, ended with a double play. Now we're playing a 9-inning ball game here, I believe. So the Hardhats, with 1 more run, would put themselves at the 10-run rule. However, they would have to play at least 7 for the game to get to any stopping point.
Are we playing 9? I thought we were playing 7.
Oh, if we are playing 7, and if the Hardhats score, they can end the ball game tonight. Right now.
Well, let's just not make any doubt about it. Let's just score a few and see what happens.
Call it a win. So Friend has now moved from shortstop to catcher. Just to recap everything. Ekstrom's now at shortstop. Friend moved from shortstop to catcher. Murphy, Jake Murphy that is, moved from catcher to pitcher. And I think that rounds out all of the changes. Here's hoping.
Top of the 6th inning for Rapid City is number
So now to the top of the 6th we go. Timmy Paris is leading off. He has a pair of doubles under his belt and back-to-back at-bats. He's come around and scored twice. He also has 3 ribbies to his credit. He will face Jake Murphy for the first time. Who comes in on the mound? The 5th pitcher used for Bozeman. First pitch to the Hardhats backstopper, swung on, and that ball is hit high in the air, right field. Underneath it is Hostetler, and he retires Timmy Paris with the F9. 1 up, 1 down for the Hardhats on offense. Now brings us to Luke Ferdinand, who is 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts to left and to center, and also reached on an E7.
Holden Jackson is throwing down in the bullpen for post 22, so we might see him in the last half of the 6th inning.
Just threw a really nice curveball in that bullpen that we can see from here. First pitch to Ferdinand. Rides high and outside for ball 1. Holden at his best when he's controlling those off-speed pitches, so it's good to see that he's getting some work in with those. 1 ball, no strikes to count here to Luke Ferdinand. The next pitch is way outside. 2-0 now the count to the Hardhats first baseman, who again is 0 for 3 in the ballgame, looking for his first hit. 2 balls, no strikes to count, and the pitch swung on. The ball's hit right up the middle to short. Stop is made on the play by Ekstrom. No, it goes right through his legs and into center. And so Luke Ferdinand once again reaches. This one will be an E6. Second time he's on the base path by virtue of an error, and that's going to bring us to Justin Kramer. Justin Kramer also has a pair of doubles under his belt. The last time he knocked a double in was the last time he was up back at the top of the 4th. It also happened to knock in a run. So 2 for 3 is Kramer on this ballgame. Luke Ferdinand on first, 1 out, top of the 6th, and the next pitch to Kramer is in for strike 1. He starts off 0-1. Connor King is on deck, looking for his first hit as well. He's walked, he's been hit by a pitch, and he struck out. 0-1 to Kramer. Swung on, and that ball's pushed into right field. Hostetler's underneath it. He makes the catch, but he's not going to get the throw to first to try and double up Ferdinand. So 2 F9s. Hostetler's been busy and right in this inning. 2 down will now bring us to Connor King as he has Ferdinand still on first base.
Just confirm this is a 7-inning game.
Nine 0 is the Hardhats lead. At the top of the 6th, King's first pitch looks at a strike. Right at his knees. 0-1 the count from the righty and Jake Murphy. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on, and that ball is pushed foul. Left field side, and quickly King's behind 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count here. To Connor King looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 1. Base on balls. Hit by pitch. Came around to score when he was hit by the pitch. Backwards K last time he was up. He has Ferdinand on first with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. His Hardhats are in the driver's seat with a 9-0 lead. And here is the 0-2. Breaking pitch high and away. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Tom mentioned moments ago Holden Jackson was warming up in the bullpen. Possibility we could see him in the next inning. Taking over after a fantastic 65-pitch start for Colton Trubinsky. In 5 innings. 1-2. Ball swung on and hit high in the air to left. That ball has some legs. Underneath it, though. And coming in from center to make the catch was Paddock. Totally cut his left fielder off in Keller Murphy. And that retires the side. So an odd F8 concludes the inning. No runs, no hits. 1 error was charged to Bozeman. 1 man was left on the base path, and Ferdinand on first. 5.5 innings have been played. We go to the bottom half of the 6th, and the Hardhats still have a 9-0 lead intact. We'll be right back with the bottom half of the 6th, and Holden Jackson on the mound. We'll give you everything you need to know about him in just a few moments. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back from the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box in Bozeman. You're listening to the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball on ESPN Radio, Rapid City.
Camping World is here to help you connect to adventure and explore the outdoors with friends and family, offering new and pre-owned RVs to fit every budget and thousands of parts and accessories for any need. Camping World has it all. With over 125 supercenters nationwide, you're never far from America's #1 RV dealer. No matter where your adventures take you, whether you need an RV, parts, or service, Camping World is here to help you every step of the way. Visit Camping World in Rapid City or shop campingworld.com today.
Why do so many business people trust us? Well, we're pretty nice folks, of course, and we really know our stuff. Black Hills Insurance, a tradition of service since 1949.
Well, just as Tom guessed, Holden Jackson takes over on the mound now for Post 22. After Colton Sherbinsky had a phenomenal start when she threw 65 pitches in 5 innings of work, a 4-hit shutout. 1 strikeout, 1 walk. And now he gives way to Holden Jackson. Jackson comes into the ballgame for his 10th appearance of the season, 8th in relief. He has a 1-1 record under his belt, 1 for 1 in save opportunities, for what that's worth, and 16 2/3 innings of work. 11 strikeouts to 11 walks right down the middle, and a 5.46 ERA. And you and I were talking earlier, Tom, Holden is at his best when he's controlling his off-speed pitches. It's his best weapon in his arsenal, especially that big bending curveball.
And talking about Sherbinsky, remember this Bozeman team was averaging 9.5 runs a game coming into tonight's play, and Sherbinsky shuts them out through 5.
First pitch from Holden Jackson is directed in the direction of Mike Friend, the former shortstop, now catcher. It's high for ball 1. Friend 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. Hardhats with a 9-0 lead here in the bottom of the 6th, and the 1-0 is swung on and missed on a high fastball. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike. 9 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Hardhats on their side of the scoreboard. On the bottom half for Bozeman, no runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. 1-1 from Jackson. Swung on and missed again, strike 2. Holden Jackson working the fastball early, and it's got some pop ahead 1-2. Jackson looks in to Mike Friend, the catcher, who is not his friend. Full windup for Jackson. Here comes the 1-2. Check swing, and it was up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. After Friend, we go back to the top of the order to Doby. And here's the 2-2. Swung on, and that ball's popped up behind home plate. And apparently over our press box. I didn't hear a thud. And the count holds at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jackson looking for his first punch out. His first batter faced in relief. 2-2. Caught him looking. Strike 3 on an inside fastball. And that is a backwards K in the scorebook. 1 up, 1 down. And that brings us now to Robert Sampson, who comes in for Tyler Doby at the leadoff spot. A left-handed hitting batter in at second base defensively for Bozeman. So 6 pitches. Holden Jackson gets his first strikeout, and the first pitch to the first lefty he faces is swung on and hit to short. Bowman gets the stop. Throw to first is in time. So in 7 pitches, Holden Jackson has retired 2. A backwards K and a 6-3, and that will bring us to Bailey Paddock, the center fielder.
Now batting number 7.
Paddock came in and pitched earlier in this game as well. 2/3 of work under his belt. 2/3 of an inning, I should say. Hit 2 batters, gave up 3 runs. So Paddock will now stare across from him at Holden Jackson, who started off his relief appearance quite efficiently. First pitch from Jackson to Paddock. Swung on, and that ball's hit high in the air right field. And coming in is Solano, and he makes the catch on the dive. Are you kidding me, Zach Solano? What a catch, and that will retire the side. It's a 1-2-3 inning on defense for the Hardhats once again, which means no runs, hits, errors, or anybody left on base. 6 full frames are in the books. The Hardhats are 6 outs away, 3 on offense and 3 on defense from taking a big win against quite a successful Bozeman Bucks club. We'll be right back at the top of the 7th in just a few moments here on the official radio home of Post 22 Hardhats Baseball here on ESPN Radio, Rapid City.
With more than 300 pediatric experts in 35 specialty areas, Sanford Children's offers the care that matters to your family. At the Castle of Care, we are committed to bringing in the latest and most advanced technology and services to care for your children. And having the largest team of specialists in the region means your child can receive expert, individualized care close to home. At Sanford Children's, we promise to put your family first. To learn more, visit childrens.sanfordhealth.org.
With Mark Benetti, this is Tom Rudebush from the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box, where Post 22 is leading 9-0 over the Bozeman Bucks as we head to the top of the 7th inning. And Walker Paz will lead off for Post 22. Walker's gone 2 for 4 tonight. Jake Murfitt, the pitcher for Bozeman. Paz has a couple of RBI singles, one to center, one to right. He has struck out swinging and grounded out to first.
11. Walker, pause.
It was good on Walker to rebound the way that he did with back-to-back RBI hits after a strikeout. And he watches the first pitch go low for ball 1.
1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lined over the third baseman's mitt and down the left field line. Over to pick it up near the foul line is Murfitt, and Paz will have a double. Walker's 3rd hit of the game, his 10th double of the season.
Good start for him. I mean, look, he's had a great ball game here. And now brings up Zach Solano. He's also got an RBI hit in this ball game. He's been walked a handful of times as well.
Zach with an RBI tonight. 1 for 2 officially with 2 walks. He's got 38 RBIs in the season now, which lead the team. Boy, we look out kind of like at Fitzgerald Stadium. Over the difference is the mountain here is a little bit higher and bigger than Skyline Drive, but still a very pretty view here. Foul ball by Solano off to the right, 1 strike. Tomorrow night we'll be in Hamilton, Montana. There is a pitch down low and inside. It's 1-1. Bitterroot will be the opponent. Here's the pitch. A little nubber at the plate. 6 o'clock again, broadcast time tomorrow night. Oh, goodness. And just imagine, the season's only half over.
Right? It's a fun time. It's a fun press box.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Solano waits. Leading from second is Paz with his leadoff double. And a fastball is high. Two balls. 2 strikes. Murfitt. A base hit to center for Solano. And rounding third and coming home is Paz to make it 10-0. Zach hit that ball sharply just to the right of second base.
Now it's a pair of RBI hits for the Hardhats right fielder. He's had a spectacular day as well. He's been on base 4 out of 5 possible at-bats, too. Pair of singles. Both of them have knocked in a run, and then a pair of walks, too.
Cooper Bowman. Two for 3. Pitch is in the dirt. Goes back to the screen and down to second base goes Solano. On a wild pitch. Cooper with 2 hits, an RBI, a walk, and a fly ball to center.
He also has a stolen base and a run scored in the affair as well.
Here's the stretch now by Murphy. A look back at second. That's Solano. The pitch on the way, and a fastball is high. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Ten runs, 12 hits tonight for Post 22. And they have played airless baseball. There's a hard ground ball into left field. A base hit for Bowman, his 3rd hit of the game. Solano is rounding third, and he's going to score, and down to second base goes Bowman. So a single and an RBI for Cooper. And then I believe we're going to have Eric Petrie, yes, coming up. Solano scoring to make it 11-0. Here comes the coach for Bozeman out. And their players are looking at who's going to switch gloves.
I think Murphy's going to go back behind the plate. And Friend is taking off his catching gear right now. So the only thing I can think of, unless he's going with somebody else in the infield, is that Friend is now going to pitch. And Murphy's going to catch. It's a fun game of musical chairs sometimes. By the way, Tom, also very surprised they didn't charge an error on the left fielder because the ball wasn't fielded cleanly. It hopped right in front of him, then kicked off, and that's actually when Solano took the initiative to finally take home and score. So
they have put up an error.
Oh,
now.
they did just now.
Just now.
Okay.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking too, but I didn't want to be presumptuous.
You let me do that instead.
And you were correct. It's all right to be presumptuous when you are correct.
Also seems that my presumption may have also been correct in the fact that Murphy's back behind the plate, and now Friend is going to take over on the mound. So that'll be the 6th pitcher for Bozeman in this ball game. So Murphy goes 1 inning plus, and he gives up 3 hits, 2 runs, and he's still responsible for Cooper Bowman on the base path.
So Mike Friend is pitching. Murphy's gone behind the plate, and we have Ben Snyder at first base.
Finn Snyder, actually, yeah.
What's his first name?
Finn.
Finn
Snyder's over at first. Like I said, it's been a fun game of musical chairs.
Finn Snyder at first base.
And Bozeman's used every substitute. I'm looking right now on my bench part of my scorebook, and everybody's crossed out. So anybody that was in uniform tonight has played in this game at some point. So Murphy only lasted 19 pitches, too.
Eric Petrie will be the hitter.
Now batting for Rapid City, number 23, Eric Petrie.
Eric Petrie is 1 for 3. He had an RBI single in the first inning. Still nobody out. Top of the 7th inning, Post 22 with an 11-0 lead. 11 runs on 13 hits now for the Hardhats. Here's the pitch to Petrie. Swing and a miss, a breaking ball away, and it's 1 strike. Well, unless something astounding happens here tonight, Post 22 will have their 7th win in a row and their 21st in their last 22 games. And a breaking ball missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 strikes.
Sorry, I'm not well versed in American Sign Language. I was trying.
Well, no, I thought that's what you were saying. I just glanced at the scoreboard again. Of course, it had 1-1. Ground ball to short, fumbled, and the throw to first not in time, and it skips past the first baseman Snyder. Trotting in to score is Bowman, as Petrie reaches on an error, if I may be presumptuous.
With the way that sequence of events went, you could have handed off for 2, 1 for the bobble and then 1 for the overthrow. So I wouldn't be surprised to see 2 go up on the scoreboard. We're only seeing 1 right now, and as of right now, that's 4 for Bozeman in the game.
So that'll bring up Zach Sumption. Zach is 0 for 3 with a walk. And he looks at a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Still nobody out and 3 runs in here in the top of the 7th. Post 22 with a 12-0 lead over Bozeman. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball away. As we said in the pregame show, Bozeman has several conference games coming up this week. So this game is deteriorated to the point where they're going to get everybody in and concentrate on their conference games. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's a breaking ball outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Sumption. It's 9 o'clock here, and still lots of sunshine.
It's actually kind of weird, to be honest. I'm used to it being dark by now.
Here's the pitch. Sliced foul off to the right. I think I told this story earlier in the season. We used to play up in Williston, and Williston is right on the Mountain Time Central Time Zone line, and they are Central Time. You go a couple miles to the west, and they're Mountain Time. It'd be 11:30 at night. We get done with a doubleheader. It'd still be light outside.
Lord.
Here's the pitch, and it's high.
It almost reminds me of the road trips I've taken with the Rush hockey team to Anchorage, especially when we've gone in the wintertime where there is no sunlight. It's only there for about 4 hours.
Yeah.
I will say that's really cool, but after a couple of days of being there on the road, it does wear on you for a little bit.
I would think so. Sumption with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Well, Zach took the collar today. He's 0 for 4. Boy, we haven't seen that forever almost. Timmy Paris up the catcher. Timmy's gone 2 for 4. He's had 2 doubles in the game. His big double was in the 3rd inning when it cleared the bases. He had a bases-loaded double. And his 2 doubles now give him 13 on the year. And the first pitch is a ball. It's 1-0. One ball and no strikes on Paris. Petrie, he's at second base. He reached on an error.
Speaking of Rush hockey, Tom, you were pretty impressed with today's announcement the team made.
Well, I am disappointed about one thing, though. 1 ball, no strike pitch is swung on and missed. How you could keep this from me for an entire weekend, and then it was like you thought, well, I better tell him before we officially announce it at 1 o'clock today.
Well, I was going to be surrounded by you while I was working on it, so I figured I would give you the benefit of the doubt.
You didn't trust me. You told me it was embargoed till 1. I follow the rules. Pitch outside, and it's a called strike just on the corner.
But we have affiliated with your Minnesota Wild. So that's got to have you pretty pumped.
Yeah, that's kind of a neat deal. I'm very excited about that. Kind of gives Minnesota, of course, their main minor league team is the Iowa Wild, which is not that far away at all, and then kept it in the region and brought in Rapid City. Not a bad hockey club either. There's a strike called, and Timmy Paris is called out. 2 down, and it brings up Luke Ferdinand. 12-0, post 22 leading here in the top of the 7th.
31, Luke Ferdinand.
Well, hopefully the Wild will maybe steer a few more players to the rush than has been in the past. Ferdinand is 0 for 4. And the pitch is a strike. They could probably loan you Zach Parisi for a few games, and Devin Dubnyk and Ryan Suter. And,
I think so, yeah.
you know.
Nino Niederreiter, too.
Yeah,
I actually love watching Nino. I think he's such a great skater, and he's a tough as nails little guy.
My favorite, Jared Spurgeon.
Oh, Spurgeon. That's a good pick.
Here's the pitch. A drive to deep right center by Ferdinand, and that ball is going to bounce off the fence. Luke will have a double. He's going to turn at second, but hang on as Petrie scores. Boy, Luke really got a hold of that ball and drove it to deep right center field for a run-scoring double. His 3rd double of the season, his 9th RBI, the 4th run of the inning, and it's 13-0 Hardhats.
Well, if at first you don't get credit, try again. Twice he's been on the base path because of an error. Now he earns his way on with a double. So good on him for sticking with it and cranking that to the gap in right center.
Here's Justin Kramer. And the pitch is a fastball high.
This field almost feels like Safeco Field with the train out in the outfield there.
One ball, no strikes. Pitch on the way is swung on, looped out into right center field, and that is going to be dropping for a hit. The ball deflects off the center fielder, rolls towards right field. It'll be a double for Kramer. His 3rd double of the game. And Ferdinand scores. And it's 14-0.
That was a good attempt there on the ball by Paddock out there in center, and good to see that he's all right. He was down for a little bit, whether he was just taking his time to get up or whether he was a little hurt and had to shake it off. I'm not too sure, but good on him that to try and make that play at least. You know, you've got 2 outs. You make that last one. You can come to the sticks and try and rally back. Yeah, you're down 14 rip, but there's still baseball to be played. So good on him to keep playing this and keep it competitive out there.
Connor King, the hitter. 15 hits now for post 22. Their 5th of the inning. And Connor looks at a strike, and it's 0-1. Connor is 0 for 2 in the game. He's walked, been hit by a pitch, scored a run in the 3rd. Called out on strikes and flied to left. Murphy sits, delivers, and a foul. 2 strikes to count. This is the 5th game in a row, 5th day the post 22 has played in a row. And the pitch misses inside, and not by much, 1-2. Murphy thought he may have had strike 3. Assuming no rainouts on this road trip, it looks like we'll play 11 games in 12 games in 11 days. Chopper foul at the plate by King. Kramer at second, 2 out. 5 runs in here in the top of the 7th.
It's a lot of baseball, Tom, but it's going to be a fun time. Bitterroot tomorrow, and then the tournament in Pullman this week should be fascinating. A really big contest, really big test for this Hardhats club.
Yeah, it was really fun about 10 minutes ago. Here's the pitch. A fly ball to left center field. Paddock, the center fielder, has it to retire the side. Actually, the left fielder caught it. Murphy. So, a total of 5 runs on 5 hits in the inning. There were 2 Bozeman errors, a man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Hardhats lead by a score of 14-0 over Bozeman here from the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box on ESPN Radio, Rapid City.
You don't have to try to hit a home run when you're hitting singles and doubles all day. Consistency wins games, and it's key to helping achieve your retirement goals. At Weitzel Financial Group, they believe they're there to help with your own ideals and goals. Head toward your field of dreams. Call Weitzel Financial Group for a consultation at 348-1152. Kurt Weitzel is a registered representative and investment advisor representative with and offers securities and advisory services through Commonwealth Financial Network member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Weitzel Financial Group, 817 9th Street, Rapid City, South Dakota, 5770.
Well, we had an old friend drop up, the brother of current Post 22 assistant coach Jason Hers, John Hers, who played Post 22 baseball. And good to see John and his little youngster here at the ball game. John lives up here in the Bozeman area. Well, let's see. This looks like Murfitt leading off. Yep, number 2, Keller Murfitt. So long ago started this game. Here's the pitch. Check swing foul off to the left. A fastball from Holden Jackson, who looked good at a 1-2-3 6th inning.
That foul went right off the butt end of Murfitt's bat there. So Holden, so close to a hit batsman, but like you said, he's looked fantastic in this relief appearance, though.
Here's the motion by Holden, the pitch. Swung on, hit down the left field line. That's trouble. It is a foul ball. Foul by just inches. And the count is 0-2. Well, Holden's had a couple of appearances this year where he's really gotten the short end of a stick. A blue pit here and a blue pit there. And that one kind of evens things up a little bit. Murfitt hitting 3rd in the order right now. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch on the way, and it's swung on and hit on the ground to the, and the catcher Paris, so it was a little squibber, and Timmy picked it up and threw it wildly to first base. And the Hardhats, who had no errors, just picked up their first one.
That's going to be listed as a KE2 because it was strike 3 that was dropped. But like Tom said, Timmy kind of botched the throw on that one. Unfortunate to see the final error come in the final inning here, Tom. But, nonetheless, the Hardhats are still in the driver's seat, so just got to keep moving with the pace.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if the ball was foul but no, thanks, Mark. It was a clean swing and a miss with the pitch in the dirt. There's a drive to right field, but Solano comes in a couple steps to make the catch. So Hostetler flies to right. He's taken the collar tonight 0 for 3, and he was their leading hitter.
Now batting number 11, Jake Murfitt.
Here's Jake Murfitt. He is currently the pitcher. He was in as the catcher at one point. Right-handed batter. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul back. 14-0, Post 22 leading. I don't know what it is, but I've gotten the sneezies here lately.
The sneezies, is that the clinical terminology?
It's the Rudabush MD terminology, yes. Pitch is a fastball outside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind's picked up a little bit. Old Glory has really been hanging down there all game, but now it's blowing from the right field corner across towards the left field corner. And a pitch just misses again, and it's 2-1. Runner at first base with one out, bottom of the seventh inning. Bozeman trailing 14-0. And that pitch is a strike on the inside corner. And it's 2-2. Post 22 is out hit Bozeman 15-4 in the game. And there's a pitch inside. And what do we have, Mark?
I believe we have a hit batsman, Tom.
Well, let's see. We've held the hit batsman down today to 1. That's the first one we've given up.
Mm-hmm.
And this hitter now is
Finn Snyder.
Finn Snyder, the first baseman. Right-handed batter. The pitch on the way is a breaking ball low. Ball 1.
Unfortunate to see a lot of this coming in the 7th inning for the Hardhats. The E2 on Timmy, now the hit batsman on Holden. Yeah, you're in the driver's seat. Yes, you have a 14-0 lead, but you also have all the reason in the world to have this game ended by now.
And a strike on the low outside corner. It's 1-1 on Snyder.
So to that point, bear down, get the job done, go grab dinner, and then tomorrow get on the bus and get ready for Bitterroot.
You guys aren't hungry tonight, though. I know you're not going to be eating supper.
Oh, ye of little faith.
1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch on the way is swung on, and that's trouble to left center field, and it is going to be in the gap, rolling all the way to the fence. Bozeman will score their first runs of the game. Murfitt scores. The play at the plate, sliding in safely, is both Murfitts come across to score. A 2 Murfitt double for Finn Snyder. And it's now 14-2, the Hardhats leading.
And again, unfortunate to see the shutout not preserved. Again, Tom, this team played so well to play shutout baseball this whole way. You're thriving this team left and right. 14-0, then you commit an error, then you hit a batter, and then you just don't bear down. So if there's any time to focus, it's right now. Again, the game should be over by now. So bear down and get the job done.
Ryan Evenson takes a strike on the inside corner. He has walked and lined out to second. Snyder at second with a 2-run double. 5th hit of the game for Bozeman. Holden Jackson's pitch, and a big breaking ball misses inside. Yeah, you get that first play on the strikeout and a fly ball to right. You have 2 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul off to the right. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jackson looks into Paris for the sign, the windup, and the pitch. High for a ball. Snyder's at third base. He had the double, went to third on the throw to the plate. Evenson has a count of 2-2. Holden winds and delivers. Strike 3 on the inside corner. Good pitch there by Holden. 2 outs. It's his second strikeout in relief. Here's Alex Ekstrom. Now it's his 4th. You're right. He had the 3rd.
It should be 3 regardless, but
right.
Obviously with the dropped, like I said, like you said, we could be out of this right now if that throw to first isn't flubbed.
And Alex Ekstrom takes a pitch for a ball. It's 1-0.
I always found it interesting that that's still called as a strikeout, even though it doesn't register an out.
Right, that's true. I've always wondered that too.
Might have to look that up in the hotel room.
2 balls and no strikes. The pitch is low. This position in the batting order is hit into 2 double plays. Peyton Price hit into a double play when he was in there, and then Ekstrom hit into a double play in the 5th inning. There's a base hit up the middle. In to score comes Snyder.
Now batting number 4.
So that
Red.
Michael Friend comes up. Still an out to go here for Bozeman. They've scored 3 runs here in the bottom of the 7th. They trail now 14-3. Friend has bounced to third, been called out on strikes. And the pitch is a ball high. 1 ball and no strikes. 14 runs, 15 hits for the Hardhats. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Bucks. And the pitch is down low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Ferdinand holding with Ekstrom. I don't know why. Here's the set and the pitch. And it's high, and Holden's behind 3-0.
I don't mean to sound like a dead horse here, Tom, but you're 1 out away from ending this, so just end it. Just bear down and end it.
What does a dead horse sound like?
You know, I always ask myself that.
Strike just on the outside corner.
I think it sounds a lot like thump, thump, especially if you keep eating it over and over. But I could be wrong. Maybe it lets out one last neigh. I'm not too sure.
3-1 pitch is lined down the left field line, hooking foul.
I'd go into a reenactment, but I don't think this booth could handle it.
Yeah, and this is the first day of 7.
God, this is going to be such a fun trip. This is going to be such a great trip.
3 balls and 2 strikes. I don't know if our listeners will agree with that. Pitch on the way is rolled towards third. Up with it is Kramer. The throw to first base, and the game is over. Third to first to get Friend. Bozeman picks up 3 runs in the 7th inning. They had a couple of hits. There was a Rapid City error, and 1 man left on base. Boy, they took down those totals from the scoreboard fast. 14-3 is the final score. Post 22 wins. Mark and I will be back and wrap it up here from Bozeman, Montana with the totals and highlights in just a moment. You're listening to Post 22 Baseball from the Anytime Auto Sales Press Box on ESPN Radio, Rapid City.
49.
Trusted Choice Insurance agents are independent agents.
I pledge to be your guide, not only to insurance, but to insurance companies.
They don't actually work for any one insurance company.
And to use my independence to identify the coverage that's best for you.
This means they can customize policies from several companies in ways that other agents just can't. And they commit to that.
And I pledge.
In writing. Trusted Choice. You need an independent insurance agent.
Black Hills Insurance Agency, a tradition of service since 1940.
Post 22 now has a record of 28-3 on the season. They win their 7th in a row. Their 21st win in their last 22 games. Bozeman has a 3-game winning streak snapped, and they are 28-8. Game started out innocently enough. Post 22 got an RBI single from Eric Petrie in the first inning with 2 outs. Scored Zach Solano. And then in the 2nd inning, Walker Paz collected a 2-out RBI single, and it was 2-0 Post 22. But in the top of the 3rd, Rapid City exploded for 6 runs on 5 hits. The big blow in that inning was a bases-loaded 3-run double from Timmy Paris. 6 runs in the 3rd made it 8-0 Post 22. Justin Kramer had an RBI double in the fourth to make it 9-0. And then 5 runs in the 7th inning for Post 22 made it 14-0. And Bozeman was able to score 3 runs, not all of them earned, against Holden Jackson in the bottom half of the 7th inning to make the final 14-3. 14 runs, 15 hits for Post 22 in the game. They committed 1 error and stranded a total of 10. And for Bozeman, 3 runs on 6 hits, 4 errors in the game for Bozeman, and they stranded 3 men. Winning pitcher, Colton Sherbinski, and Mark, you had quite a line there on Sherbinski. 5 beautiful innings.
5 innings, 4 hits, not a single run allowed, 1 strikeout to 1 walk. But what's impressive is that he did it all on 65 pitches. He was so flippin' efficient in this start, it's not even funny. 14 pitches in inning 1, 16-2, 14-3, 14-4, 7 in inning 5. And it wasn't necessarily, he wasn't overpowering anyone. He wasn't mowing them down. It's not like he had a 10 strikeout start or whatnot. But he pitched with the confidence of one of those kinds of starts, and he was just so efficient. He let his defense take care of everything, and it also helps when your defense play error-free baseball up until the final inning of the game on one of the last 3 batters that they'll face. But nonetheless, Colton Sherbinski came out. He was cool, calm, collected, and he got the job done for his Hardhats club. It also helps, too, when you have the confidence of the offense that you had behind you. And how about this stat here, Tom? The Hardhats today hit 6 doubles. 4 of them ended up driving and runs. So it wasn't just hitting for power. It was hitting for power and making Bozeman pay for it as well.
Timmy Paris had 2 doubles and 3 RBIs in the game for Post 22. And Cooper Bowman had 3 hits in the game and 2 RBIs. Walker Paz, 3 hits, 2 RBIs in the game for Post 22. So we talk so much about the hitting, and why not? When this team scores 14 runs on 15 hits, they're averaging 10.7 runs per game. And my goodness, they're seeing the ball. The whole team is seeing the ball very well right now again and hitting the ball very well. And what can you say? What can you add? Except Post 22 is dominating most of their opponents. They've had some close games here and there, but for the most part, they're dominating.
Well, think back to before the Superior Sidings Black Hills Classic started. Coach Messer told the both of us, not going into specifics with it because he didn't go into specifics. We have no idea what he did in practice, but he changed things up in practice. He changed the approach. He changed certain things that these Hardhats are doing, particularly in the batting box. And Tom, when we look at the last tournament that we saw, we look at tonight, whatever Coach Messer's done, whatever Coach Hers and Coach Ewing have done to this team, it has clearly paid off because, like you said, they are seeing the ball a lot better. They're more patient at the plate. They're not just attacking the first pitch unless they know it's a no-doubt hit or they can make some solid contact on it to contribute in a good offensive way. Whatever they are doing, whatever they have adjusted to, it's working. And they're playing great baseball, particularly on the offensive side, and everything else is clicked to give these Hardhats domination at all 3 phases of the game, on the mound, on defense, and in the batter box.
Well, day 2 of our road trip is tomorrow. We'll head to Missoula and stay tonight, and then leave Missoula for Hamilton for a 6 p.m. game. Hamilton a little bit south of Missoula, about an hour or so drive, and 6 p.m. for the first pitch tomorrow night from Hamilton against Bitterroot. We'll be on the air about 5:45, 5:50 on ESPN Radio and here on Hardhat-TV. So Post 22 wins tonight by a score of 15 to... I lost track of the count there, Mark. It was, 14 to 3. 15 hits, 14 runs. Good night, Mark.
Good night, Tom. We will see you tomorrow in Hamilton. Folks, we hope that all of you will tune in tomorrow night. Like Tom said, 5:45-ish is when our pregame show will begin on ESPN Radio Rapid City. For my partner, Tom Rudabush, for our director of Hardhats-TV, Dustin Human, this is Mark Benetti saying so long, good night. We will see you tomorrow from Hamilton as the Hardhats take on the Bitterroot Red Sox.